Welcome to Redzone Endzone, and today we got 3 new guests. That's Nico right there. That's Yvonne right there. As you can see, they're Bears fans. Aaron on the other side here. He's with Peter.
Yeah,
he's a Packers fan. And what we're going to be doing today is, in honor of the 100th season, we're going to do a Bears-Packers debate. So this side is going to give their reason as to why the Bears should be the team to watch in the NFC North this year. This side is going to give their reason for the Packers. I'm going to try to keep them cool, but we'll see how that goes. I don't know. We'll start with Yvonne.
Packers. Terrible. Aaron Rodgers. Pretty much besides him and Devontae Adams and Aaron Jones.
Is that all you have to say?
Offense is pretty terrible. Hear me out. Devontae Adams, their only good receiver.
You mean top 5 quality wide receiver?
Hey, Mr.
Okay.
Oster, can you wait for your turn?
Okay.
Thank you.
Not to mention Geronimo Allison and Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
Terrible.
Thank you.
What do you mean? Have you
has he done?
seen the preseason?
Their offensive line. Terrible.
Oh yeah.
David Bakhtiari is the only thing
Oh, you wanna
protecting
go?
Aaron Rodgers.
You want to go? Have you seen anybody on the Bears O-line chug a beer faster than David Bakhtiari?
No.
No. Therefore,
Your partner has said that beer chugging doesn't make you a good football player.
whoa.
You're trying to brag about beer chugging. Did you see Aaron Rodgers trying to chug
Okay,
beer?
that has nothing to do about his quarterback play, though.
As I was saying, the O-line is terrible. David Bakhtiari might be a top tackle in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Besides that,
Yeah.
Brian Beluga, Corey Linsley, I think that's their center's name.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not very good.
Okay. What? Corey Linsley.
He's not better than Cody Whitehair.
Cody Whitehair's.
You have nothing to add to
He
this.
cares about partying and drinking more than football.
What Yvonne
Says
Yvonne
the
is
guy
saying
who made it to the Pro Bowl. All Kyle Long does is step on the field and break his ankle.
Aaron Jones. Decent.
Yeah, what are you going to say about Aaron Jones? You going to bring
Say
it up?
I just said he was decent.
Okay, okay.
I mean, he's no Tariq Cohen, though.
Woo! Well, you know what? I'll give you that one.
Okay, the Packers' defense. D-line, Kenny Clark, pretty good.
Zadarius Smith.
Zadarius Smith, who?
Preston Smith.
Preston Smith, who? Jair Alexander,
Second
I
year.
like his play.
You know-
Kevin King, injury prone.
Mm-hmm.
Adrian Amos, that was actually pretty good acquirement. Not very other good secondary backs besides those 3, so
Well,
I'm gonna have to say pretty bad.
you know what? I will have to agree with you on that because you make a good point. Our secondary's been,
Injury prone and
it's been
terrible.
subpar for, the past, I don't know, maybe 5 years. We've had a few good key players, but, they just ended up getting old, panned out. We had to trade them, release them.
Clay Matthews is gone.
I'll give you that. We did acquire Adrian Amos, although I will say that's not a game changer. But we're making changes, and we're moving along. I will say right now we're not at the top tier of the secondary or defenses, but in a few years, after some key draft picks that I believe that we're making now, top 10 defense in the next few years.
We're talking about this year.
Top 10 defense.
Sorry, we're talking about this year.
Yeah, we're talking about this year.
What makes you think that they're
Yeah,
a top 10 defense?
Well, that's what the
Well,
Packers do.
I feel like with again, as I said, with the new GM that we're gonna that
No,
we're having a new fresh outlook. We're not just with this offseason, we started acquiring people in free agency. The Packers were never known to acquire people in free
How that worked out for
agency.
you last year?
True. No, he
No,
makes sense.
we just started that this
Develop
offseason.
players. Yeah.
Right.
Last season.
No,
Not as much.
they've always developed players.
We're more. The Packers have always been a team that drafts players and keeps them on their team and then gives them away if they don't like them or if they get old or anything like that. But now we're trying a new tactic with a new GM, and I believe with this fresh start, I guess you could say, to the team that in a few years with a few key draft picks that we could become a top 10 defense.
Okay,
That's
let
if
me
you
say
can
something
develop.
though. I mean, I'm not taking either side here, but if it takes a few years to get to a top 10 defense, that few years Aaron Rodgers is going to come down. So your best player, your face of the franchise, is going to regress, and you're going to lose that aspect of your team where you're building another
Well-
part, but you're also losing another one.
But that's not. But think about it. The Bears in the past have always had
What does it have to do with the Bears?
subpar QBs, but with great defenses. And you know what?
And they haven't won
They've
much.
succeeded sometimes. I mean, this is a really long time ago, but 1985, Jim McMahon, even Jay Cutler years.
Who'd
You
they
know,
lose to
what
that
about
year?
what about Rex Grossman? Think about that. Rex Grossman and the Bears defense. Think about that. They had Brian Urlacher in his prime on their defense, but they had a sub-stellar quarterback. You know, he was okay, but you know what? They made it to the Super Bowl, and they had a really good chance at winning it. So even if Aaron Rodgers dips down and leaves, I believe that we could find a quarterback good enough to support our defense.
So you're telling me, like, even if they're as good as Jay Cutler, like Jay Cutler took that Bears
Not
team to the
even.
NFC Championship.
Not even Jay Cutler. Talking about Rex Grossman here, a guy who was probably
They
worse
used
than
to, yeah.
probably
Both
worse
of them.
than Jay Cutler. Probably way worse than Jay Cutler. I
That's
mean,
true. Yes, but all of this is hypothetical. All
Again-
of this talk of having a possible top 10 defense in a couple of years is all hypothetical
it is
because
hypothetical.
the Packers defense has talent because you guys have tried in the first round again and again and again for defense, and it hasn't succeeded very well. You draft through talent, but
I mean-
you can't develop them properly.
I mean,
what
that's-
is making this batch different? What makes you think that you could develop these guys
Well,
to be
it's
better?
trial and error. You know, you just go along. You know, you just ride the train. You just keep going forward. You know, you make a few stops here and there, pick up some players, drop some players, but you know what? The train just keeps moving. You know, so that's what we're going for. I mean, think about it. The Bears really have not been that great of a team throughout. You know, the latter half of their team's, I don't know, for lack of a better term, existence.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, think about it. They were great back in the early 20th century, mid 20th century, and then you get past 1989, and all of a sudden they've been on practically the decline. I mean, with a few good seasons here or there, but you know, everything's going to be hypothetical because you never know. I mean, think about Ryan Leaf. He was praised over Peyton Manning. And you know, it's hypothetical that he was going to be great. He turned out crap. So you know what? It doesn't matter if it's hypothetical. It just the train keeps on moving.
But that still doesn't really answer my question of what makes this group different.
What makes
you
this
think
group
that
different?
can be
Again,
developed?
that's what I was answering. It doesn't matter if the group's different or not. It could happen or it could not. That's why it's a hypothesis.
But history
It's a hypo-
makes it seem like that's most likely not going to happen if history repeats itself. And I don't think the coaching staff has changed heavily enough to the point where it would warrant a
Well, you
different
know, then
outcome.
what's to say that?
What are you guys' thoughts on Matt LaFleur? Like that hiring?
I think-
what
I
is
think-
your stance
I
on
was
that?
Matt-
not done.
Matt
I was
LaFleur-
about to make a
You've
I was
talked
about
most.
I was about to make a counterpoint
Okay. well,
about how who says that Mitchell Trubisky is going to end up being great. You know, you never
You
know
never
if that's
know.
going
You
to
never
come.
know.
That's my point. That's
I
what
mean,
I'm
with
saying.
Mitchell Trubisky, it's not as hypothetical because he's led that same team to the playoffs, and he did that last year. He won that division. Aaron Rodgers last year has
You
similar
cannot
to the
say
same.
he led them to the playoffs.
Yes, but he was
That
at
was-
the helm. He was at the helm of the same type of team he is going to have this year, and he and that team have already proven they can win that division. And the Packers and Aaron Rodgers, with the team that they have now,
with
they
one
have
of the
not
best
proven that they
secondary,
can win that division.
with one of the top, I think, one of a
So
top
it's not
five
hypothetical
scoring
for the
defense
Bears.
in the league, practically getting them half of their points every game. You cannot tell me that Mitchell
Jackson.
Trubisky led them.
I'm not
Also,
saying he
They
led
could have
them.
had
I'm
Chase
saying-
Daniel in there and gone to the playoffs.
Then
Also-
what matters if Mitchell Trubisky is great or not?
It's very likely that the offense is going to take a step forward because it's a high consistency between the 2 years. It's pretty much all the same starters coming back with
Yeah.
a few additions. And no matter what team they're on or anything, if people are in a system for more years, they get better and they understand it more. And that argument, you can't make the same argument for the Packers defense because there's a lot of new players.
I know that's
To
why I said it's
translate for you, what he's saying is the Bears have proven it, so it's not hypothetical. For your defense, they have not proven it, so yours is hypothetical.
No, but I'm
His argument is not.
arguing that their offense is unproven, not that their defense is unproven for the Bears. I'm arguing that the defense for the Packers
Their offense still
is
made it to the
unproven.
playoffs
Because
last
think
year.
about
I
it.
do think the offense is pretty unproven, though.
It
I think
is,
that
it
that's a
is.
fair point.
See, I'm arguing I'm not arguing defense to defense. I'm arguing defense to offense.
then that's true. Yeah. All right, I want to hear from Peter. We haven't heard from Peter a lot. So, what are some points that you brought in with you today?
I said that the Packers have definitely had a better offseason than the Bears. In my opinion, of course, we've added Za'Darius and Preston Smith, and we've added Adrian Amos. We've added many other key players that were needed to fill in for that defense. Like you've said, it's pretty mediocre. They're not very good. However, I am looking forward to them most definitely improving this year under second-year defensive coordinator Mike Pettin. I think overall he could do a better job.
How is he gonna follow a Brett Favre, and his stellar performance since then? I feel like with this new, I feel like he's gotten too comfortable with where he's at, knowing that he's, this great guy at winning 2 MVPs, winning a Super Bowl, and most of the time, consistently just making it to the playoffs. I think now that he's got a new chip on his shoulder, that he's got this fire, this resolve inside of him, and he's going to prove himself this year.
I think that's true, but I also bring up a point with him getting older and him seeming more injury prone. I think it should be a major concern considering
definitely.
Is there much
in
room
the
for improvement?
conference. In the conference, there's 2 very good proven D lines in the Bears and the Vikings.
Yeah.
And there is a solid D line in the Lions that is seeming to get a lot
Trey
better.
Flowers.
Yeah.
And with these really solid defensive lines, he's probably gonna get hit a lot.
Yeah.
And the question is he going to be able to stay healthy and stay durable?
But we can all, help. You could ask, could he stay healthy? But think about it. Brett Favre, don't support doing drugs, but he just chugged painkillers no tomorrow, just so he could stay in the game. And Aaron Rodgers, whether or not this is true, Aaron Rodgers saying he had an MCL injury throughout the season. He still played, and I believe that even if he gets hit or hurt, that
He has the
to
mentality.
prove himself and to help out the team, because he's really, Devontae Adams stays by his side, that he's a team player. I think that he's really, even if he gets hurt, knocked down, that he's just going to stay out there and try to prove himself, try to help the team get some wins,
He's a team
take
leader.
them to the playoffs, show everybody that they're not done yet.
We're going to wrap it up with our closing points. So what we're going to do, go down the line. We'll start with Aaron. We'll bounce around. So we're going to go Aaron, Yvonne, Peter, Nico. All right? We're going to give your guys' record prediction, for real now. Record prediction for you guys, the Bears and Packers. For you guys, the Bears and Packers. So give your record prediction. Give who you think is going to win the division and why. Just your last why, your closing statements.
All right. I think this year that if everything goes right for the Packers and, everything just goes smoothly, that they'll end up with a 10-6 record. I think if there are bumps in the road and, things are just falling apart, I think it's going to end up either an 8-8 or 7-9. And for the Bears, I think that they're going to have a solid 11-5 or 12-4, possibly even a 13-3 if Mitchell Trubisky and Allen Robinson really just start connecting with each other, because that Bears defense, Quan Smith getting much better. I think they can really elevate their game. And with that, I believe that the Bears are going to win the division because we don't really know what's going to happen with the Vikings. They've had a great defense for years, but you never know what's going to happen with Kirk Cousins, whether or not he's going to be great or whether or not he's going to be an okay QB. And the Lions, they're always they're the Lions.
Also, the Vikings defense has been very injury prone.
All right, and just real quick, Thursday night, first game of the year, 100th year anniversary, Packers, Bears, who wins?
I'm going to have, this is a bold prediction. I'm going to say the Packers take it 21-17.
All right, we're going to go to Yvonne now.
Okay. For the Packers record, like Aaron said, I don't know how well they're going to do. You don't know if they're going to be amazing or they're going to be terrible. They're unproven. There's not much to do. So I'm going to go average, say 8-8. You don't know how they're going to do. For the Bears, I feel like it's going to be hard to top 12-4. So I'm going to say 10-6, 11-5. But I'm also saying the Bears are still going to take the division. Like you said, the Bears, they're still going to do good. Packers, average. I feel like the Vikings could be somewhere like right above or right under 8-8 because you don't know how Kirk Cousins is going to do. You don't know if he's going to do terrible. Their defense is also injury prone. And then the Lions are the Lions. So I'm just gonna say that. And for the game, I am gonna go Chicago Bears 21-14 over the Packers.
Peter?
Okay, like you guys both said, I see the Packers either if they go super smooth, they can go 10-6 and make the playoffs, or like you said, 3 bumps in a row, they have issues that because they could easily probably happen with first-year head coach of Packers. They could probably go 8-8. There's still nevertheless there'd still be an improvement from last year. I'm hoping for 10-6, but you never know what's going to happen.
I'm hoping for 16-0.
For 16-0. Yeah, that's everybody, right? And honestly, I just think that the Packers will improve. As for the Bears, I think, like you said, 12-4 will be hard to beat. You guys have a lot harder schedule than we do. So I think you guys, at the worst, can go 10-6. At the best, 12-4. Overall, if when the Bears and Packers are playing on Thursday Night Football, I'm gonna have to say that's a hard choice because the Packers, Aaron Rodgers specifically, has had a history of beating the Bears. But like I said, like the history's been broken before, right? Everybody thought last year, oh, the Packers can beat the Bears in the last game. Nope, Bears beat the Packers. So I think that the Packers could probably beat the Bears. It'd be probably a field goal would probably decide the game. So if you miss it, you win.
Double doink.
If we make it, we win. So I'm gonna say
Bears kicker sets new record with the triple doink.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna say 24 Packers, 21 Bears.
All right. Nico.
So I think overall the Bears defense as a whole will still stay solid. I think they will regress a little, as most great defenses do. It's very hard to keep that same performance over multiple years. But with lots of young players like Roquan Smith, Bilal Nichols, and Eddie Jackson that can become much better this year as they get more comfortable, I still think that they will be a force to be reckoned with on the defensive side of the ball. And I also think that the offense will take steps forward, especially with David Montgomery in the backfield to help them. My best guess is the division is going to be extremely competitive, and I'm guessing the Bears are going to end with 10, maybe 11 wins. I doubt we get 12 again because we have a harder schedule and the conference as a whole got better, and I don't think it's going to be as easy as it was. And I would say the Packers, I'd probably see them around 8, maybe 9. And I still think the Bears would win the division very tightly and very closely. And also, I feel it's unfair when people compare the Bears to like the 2017 Jags. People like to make that comparison a lot. But I think the Jags fell apart because of their lack of leadership and a very bad coaching staff. And I definitely think the Bears coaching staff is much better, and they have much more stout leaders on the defensive side of the ball. So I don't think they will completely fall apart like they did. And I think first game, Bears will probably win because it's home, and I think the home field advantage is really big in Soldier Field. I'm guessing it'd be a close game, most likely decided by a field goal. And Packers and Bears will most likely split wins this season as well.
Okay. And then real quick before we close, my NFC North prediction. They haven't been talked about a lot, but the Vikings, Kirk Cousins, I think he's underrated.
This guy's been saying the Vikings are going to win the Super Bowl the last 4 years.
You're just saying that because he's your starting quarterback.
Can I make my point on the Vikings?
No.
Okay,
it's
I've
the
been
Bears
here.
Packers.
Dolphins fan!
Boo.
Where's that Fitz magic now, huh?
It was still Mountain Dew in that. All right. Real quick, let me just make my case for the Vikings winning the NFC North. All right, their offensive line is okay, but Kirk Cousins is underrated. Everyone wants to make fun of the guy.
Like that.
Yeah, you like that.
Get him
I
off
do
the
like
show.
that.
Get him off the show.
Who are you?
That's
My name
it.
is
Cut.
Jacob Brooks.
Cut. Cut.
Okay, let me finish. Let me finish.
I'm sorry.
All right, so my case for the Vikings, also on that defense, you got Xavier Rhodes, who I think is going to come back this year, going to be a shutdown corner. You have Harrison Smith, one of the best safeties in the league. still have Anthony Barr, still have great linebackers, Eric Kendricks, still have Daniil Hunter. He's really good. I know you guys. Some of you guys don't know who these players are. But
I know
you'll
exactly.
know the names.
I
by
know
the end.
exactly who you're talking
I don't know
about.
who you're talking about.
Anthony Barr broke Aaron Rodgers' collarbone.
And Anthony Barr is going to help lead that team to winning that division this year. Dalvin Cook, also underrated, one of the best wide receiver duos in the league. Adam Thielen, Stephon Diggs. I think their passing offense, maybe the Packers might be better, but their passing offense is definitely better than the Bears. It's right up there with the Packers. I think people are sleeping on the Vikings again, and people forget that this team was in the NFC Championship on the doorstep of getting to the Super Bowl just 2 years ago. So this team could easily, in my opinion, win the NFC North this year.
Will they have
Okay.
another
Can
Minneapolis
I make
miracle?
can I make a counter?
Probably not.
To what you're saying about the Vikings.
Or-
The Vikings have been extremely injury riddled, except for 2017 when they played well because
What
they
do you-
weren't as injured. And instantly the very next
2017,
year,
Dalvin
they started
Cook
getting
tore his
injured again.
ACL.
Yeah, but that's it.
All right, Vikings winning the NFC North. Bye. We will see you next time.
No,
on
you
Redzone.
got any
So,
more?
We don't know if these faces will be here. It'll be someone else. But we love having Yvonne and Aaron and Nico back. We love having Peter on the set too. Love him. You might see Caleb and Josh again. Hi, Aaron. Oh God. All right. Tune in next time. Tell us what you want to see. Tell us who you want to debate against who. Whatever you guys want. Redzone, Endzone. Yeah. We'll
Come
see you
on,
next time.
man. It's Redzone Endzone. We'll be back next week with another video.
Yeah. What he said.
Like and subscribe.
Maybe not
Slap
next
it
week.
like you're going to slap Peter. And bye.